everybody. Welcome back to the Midwest Motorsports Friday Night Truck Series here at the Glen as the boys all go out there to go bowling. My name is Michael Harris Jr. I'm your broadcaster here for Friday night. Up in the race control booth, we have Justin. Oh, boy, already in the names mixed up. We got Josh Watt up there in the booth. I figured he'd be playing around down here with the rest of the truck boys, but that is what it is. But at any rate, we've got the Truck Series drivers pacing around through the bus stop here. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun day, isn't it? The brain drain is real. Well, we're here at the Watkins Glen International Speedway. Unfortunately, it was brought to my attention that we've got all these nice insert text here features on this screen. Apologies with that. That is something that we are looking into in the broadcast team to update and change. Obviously, the weather patterns and everything else, though, are relatively accurate for what's on track right now. Is 78.8 degrees in the air, 91 degrees on the track surface. As the truck's getting ready to round the final corner here, Dustin Reinsettle sets the pole, Travis Jones second, Norm Snyder third, George Harris fourth, Riley Harrison fifth, Robert Lavery in sixth, seventh Marco Lavery, Robert Olavis in eighth, Ron Schamer in 9th, and 10th was John Aslan as the trucks go underway to green flag racing. Dustin Reinsettle on the outside of Travis Jones into turn one. And everybody in the front four make it through. And it looks like everybody makes it through turn one. A-OK here. As everybody goes up the S's, down to the back straightaway. Travis Jones has taken the lead through the S's here as we hit the high-speed back straightaway into the heavy braking zone of the bus stop here. Travis and Dustin make it through. Looks like everybody's going to make it on through here. We'll go back to Ron Schamer at the back of the pack here. Just to make sure if anybody has gone off. We get into the carousel. John Aslan way on the outside going through there. Looks like George Harris did go off at the end of the carousel. And he's got a blown motor here. I don't know if that's going to warrant a caution or a safety car or something, but let's just go back just a little bit more here. See if we can change the camera angles. As he comes out of the carousel, he loses control and head on right onto that line. So the number 87 Danos truck is going to go into the pits on lap one. Heavy damage on that vehicle. These guys all do have one fast repair. So, race is not necessarily over for George Harris, but it's not off to a good start for him. So he sits in pit road. Side-by-side action, actually, as we get through the carousel. Travis Jones and Dustin Reinsettle battling for the lead again as we go to lap two of this 41-lap event here in Watkins Glen, New York. Boys are going bowling here. Travis Jones continues to have the lead as it looks like Dustin's got a bit of a run. Going down the front straightaway side by side, at least into the quarter panel, not quite. Travis continues to hold on here as they go out of turn one. So this is something exciting and new and different here in the league. For the past couple weeks, the leaders just kind of gotten to go off on their own without having any battles or anything, usually running away. So it's really cool to see these two duking it out for the first couple laps of the race. Hopefully we can see that continue, especially with pit stops and the strategy here. Dustin and Travis both cutting through the dirt. Dustin on the inside of the carousel with a big run will take the lead from Travis Jones. He did set the fastest lap of the race at the 1:14.177 to Travis's 1:14.206. Dustin, who set the pole, did not get to lead the first lap, so this will be his first lap led of the race. As they now come down the front straightaway, half a second between them, then Norm Snyder, a whole 5 seconds behind in third place. Here they go into turn one. Travis, oh boy, all the way out to the fence. Just a little bit of a scrape there. Able to hold on to it. Excuse me. But don't excuse these two, as Travis is trying to see where can he go? How is he going to get around Dustin here? Where is he going to get that 96 to have a good advantage? Looks like he has a good run up the S's down that back straightaway compared to Dustin. And right here into the carousel and the bus stop seems to be Dustin's bread and butter here. No Eric Thaler to speak of this week, which is something that, or someone that Dustin has been championing here as a legitimate threat. I'd say Travis is putting up a pretty good battle here in the first 5 laps for sure. Keeping Dustin on his toes, and he's got to hold on to it here in the final turn. Dustin will get that lap. Both of them set a 1:13 this time by 13. 6:37 for Dustin, and even despite some of the crazy maneuvers there by Travis to hold on to that truck, he gets a 1:13.79. Goes through his best section of the track. Gonna get a good bus stop here. That's something he's gonna need. Dustin able to quickly get through here. Gains about double the time to get into the carousel. And Dustin able to make a pretty good run here. Travis holding them tight though at that 8 tenths of a second, I should say. Get the final 2 turns. Travis continuing to battle with the truck here in that final corner. 5 laps down of 41 laps here. That Toyota Tundra still trying to find something, find some ground. He's got it through turn 1. Gonna do some battle with the S's here, but Dustin's starting to creep away on the S's. Been an exciting battle up front to really go into the rest of the field. Another thing to keep note of is the incident point limits here. Let's talk Midwest Motorsports just for a moment. I gotta actually get to the right page to really tell you about the rules in regards to this in the league. The league actually does share rules between the truck and the stock car series in regards to incidents and penalties. In the rule book here, it says a 15x will get you a pass-through penalty, which means you'll have to drive through pit lane, clear that black flag, and then after that, every third X will cause you to do another pass-through. Of course, if you get to that point here, you're also getting to an end of the line. 30 incident points will cause you to be disqualified for the race. Now, those margins are narrower in the stock car series, as Travis Jones might have just picked up 2 right there. Going through that bus stop, trying his hardest to push that truck as far as it can go, chasing after Reinstedel. He's going to burn up that equipment. Not just the incident points, but he'll definitely burn that equipment out here. The Laveries have actually gone into pit lane on lap 6. Interested to see any potential shenaniganry with the pit stops and how those will work throughout the course of the race. Everybody trying some different strategies here and there. As we know, based on race pace and speed, Dustin's pretty much got everyone beat most weeks that he is driving. Here at Watkins Glen, the guys have 2 tires behind the wall. Today I did not happen to get a good read on what the fuel situation is going to be for these guys. It's been a while since I've driven the track and the trucks, so I unfortunately I'm not going to have some good info, but when we see these guys come in, we'll let you know. Most likely going to be able to get 2 full stops in here. Travis going sideways in that carousel. Again, he is fighting that truck hard to try and keep up with Dustin and the Putt View number 11 Chevrolet. Been pretty well glued to these guys. And it looks like, oh, got some word from the staff there. Keeping the broadcast team, and got some info from one of the spotters, from one of the crew chiefs earlier during qualifying practice, that we got about 17 laps per tank or so. So if you math that out, that's after the second stop on lap 34, you got 7 laps to the end. So that doesn't quite math out for the Laveries. If they had made it to lap 8, they probably would be fine. We'll see again what might happen here as the race goes on, and whose strategies will come out on top. Of course, everybody eyeing that number 11 truck. And let's do through the field action here. Starting with our race leader, that number 11 Putt View Chevrolet, Dustin Reinstedel, who has been pretty dominant between the past 2 seasons in the truck series. Leading the points with his 12 wins on the year out of 16 starts. He's looking to make it 13 today, after collecting his 13th pole. 739 points. Marco Lavery has snuck into second place at 607 points, 132 back. He's got 4 top 5s and 16 top 10s. Well, the entire field is guaranteed a top 10 today just for showing up, so good on them for that. Be real nice to see those numbers come back up. It'd be cool if the end of the season could be that way, but hopefully season 11 brings some new faces to join this wonderful crew. Looks like George Harris having some troubles at the Glen in those last 2 corners here. We will take a look-see at him in a little bit. In fact, why don't we take a gander and see what happened to that truck? I know this isn't really how anybody really wants to be featured, but just kind of goes to show that this track isn't easy, especially in the trucks. Tries to slow it down, a little bit of left front damage there. I don't know how much that affected him as far as drivability. I'm sure that does not help here, but he'll have some time behind the pits, as I imagine he already used his fast repair earlier for that incident after the carousel. So we talked about Travis Jones. We've talked about Dustin Reinsettle. So that's our second and first place, respectively. Now let's talk about our third place driver, Norm Snyder, who's, as far as I know, still leading the Stock Car Series points. He has switched over to Ram. We had that one race where we had the Ram truck, the first race since the Season 2 update. And then we had our race last weekend when we were unable to change or add the truck in to the schedule. Just something that got overlooked, the excitement of the new vehicle and several drivers changing over. But we were able to get that all fixed and sorted out here, so Norm will probably finish out the season driving Dodge, well, not Dodge, Ram, because they are separate manufacturers now. All part of the same company still, Stellantis, but they are separate entities. Well, everybody remembers there was a Dodge Ram. I, again, do apologize. The energy drink is starting to not be as effective. We will do our best to make sure we make it through our night's commentary. Just a reminder for you folks, currently the job that I'm working on during the day has me getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It is now 10 o'clock in the evening for myself, and that is when the race started, right at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here because of the road course. Norm Snyder currently 25 seconds behind Travis Jones in third place right now. Doing all right for himself here in the Truck Series, currently showing 6th place, 8 points out of 5th. Only 2 top 5s for him. See if he can make that number 3 here, or maybe even a podium finish at the end. This is a home track for Norm, as he lives not too far away. I think he said an hour or 2 hours out from Watkins Glen. Next up on the list, Riley Harris in that number 49 Chevrolet. It's a Coca-Cola. Coke Zero, or at least that's the way the scheme looks, would be like a Coke Zero. Always a fun treat, usually pretty competitive on the ovals. And Dustin Reinsettle finds himself coming down pit lane already. Travis Jones is going to stay out. I'm going to guess that Norm will probably pit this time by on lap 13, or lap 14 actually. 13 laps completed, so 28 laps left. I'm going to guess that we got some short pit ideas going on. Again, we'll see how all of the pit strategies come into play. Robert Olavison is also down pit lane as well. Norm's going to stay out. He's actually going to go ahead and take second place by 3 seconds. Let's see. It looks like Dustin took tires this time. I don't see why he wouldn't. Being able to stop enough times where we have 2 stops, like we said, and tires will be available for both of them. Ron Schamer is in 5th place. Moved up a few spots since the start of the race. He is now 12.3 seconds behind Riley. His fastest lap time, 1:16.745. Robert Lavery in the number 33 Celsius machine. The other Ram entry today. Running down the back stretch here, he's currently in 6th place. Norm Snyder and Riley Harris coming on into pit lane. Travis Jones continues to stay out. Now, again, we talked about 17 laps being the most, or at least the most, by people who are not fuel saving. So we'll see what happens at the end here. And there's Travis Jones, speaking of which, the race leader coming down the pike. Marco Lavery chasing right after Father Robert in the number 23 Chevrolet, driving a Red Bull Mobile One paint scheme. This is a different number font for him as well. Riley moving down to 7th place now after pitting on lap 14. Norm is in 4th place now after that pit stop. We'll move on back to an 8th place to John Aslin. Haven't seen an Aslin out here in the Truck Series for a couple weeks. That number 25 Harley Davidson Chevrolet back in the field. Looking slick. Doing the best he can here with those chrome numbers. Then we go back to 9th place with George Harris, who's had a bit of a difficult time at the early goings of the race. Hopefully he can keep it together here as we finish up. The race. 26 laps to go. Just drive your pace, George. That's all you can do at this point. And rounding out the field, the only Ford F-150 on the field, on the grid, Robert Leveson in that 22 Busch Light Ford. He's being passed by Dustin Travis Jones down in pit lane right now. And on the screen, as you can see down below, is the sign-up website for our racing league, Midwest-Motorsports.com. Midwest-Motorsports.com. If you go to that link, you can see all the information you would need to join our racing league, including the link to the Discord, the links to the individual iRacing pages where you can join one of our 3 series, including the truck series you see on the screen here. Now, again, you don't have to actually join at the beginning of the season or before the season starts to be active here. You can start right away. I mean, you're not going to be here at Watkins Glen, but you could start right away next week. Signups are always free and always open for any drivers. Again, all the information you would need as far as any restrictions, requirements, anything like that will be found on the website that's on that. Now, if you happen to miss that little blurb there that popped up, you can look in the description down below on the YouTube page, and the link will be in this description as well. We have 3 different racing leagues that we, 3 different racing series where we use as leagues to help with sorting them all out, that we race throughout the week. Friday nights, this Friday, kicking it off for the Easter break, getting back to the schedule here. But Friday nights, generally at 9:55 Eastern Standard Time, the green flag drops for our truck series on Friday nights. Next week, I believe... Oh, don't say I believe and don't have the information. Isn't that great? Next week we have Michigan International Speedway for 84 laps. April 17th. One more break in the action before our final 4 races of the season. Final 3 races of the season. So we have 4 races left on the Year in the Truck Series. And then, on Sunday nights, at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No, not 7:30 anymore. I knew I was going to mess this up one day or time or another. 8:25 Eastern Standard Time, the green flag will drop for our stock car series, which happens Sunday night. This Sunday, we are at New Hampshire International Speedway for 152 laps. I will be there as a driver and try to broadcast as well, so it'll be interesting. That's my home track. It is literally not even half an hour away from my house. So yeah, come join us there. Not either watching on YouTube or join us in the race session itself and challenge Dustin along with many other drivers that always have a good time on the stock car series. I finally get to participate in it. They gave me the keys. Anyway, that little break over. And then finally, we have season 11 of our road series. We're driving the Porsche pickup cars. And the green flag for that does drop at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays. This coming Tuesday, the cars will be at Circuit Zandvoort. The full course. We have 40 plus drivers driving it there, and our broadcast team, pretty cool broadcast team. I mean, I'm on it because they felt bad for me, I guess. You don't want a pity party, do you? Ooh, Travis Jones doing the slideways action there, going up the S's, trying to get any bit of speed and traction as he can to try to will that machine back to the front. Again, the pit stop strategy has now separated first and second by quite a distance. It's 13.5 seconds. We're going to go back in the field to Riley Harris and John Aslin, who is the closest battle on track within half a second. Anyway, the broadcast team we just talked about. I broadcast the oval side of things, so Friday nights and Sunday nights. I'm looking forward to having James Johnson back here in the booth with me for either one or both of those events, probably next season. Season 11 for the oval side. We'll see how that goes. As far as him, coming back. It's definitely a great time having him here, for sure. But Adam Sondag knows all about that because he gets to broadcast with James J on Tuesday nights with a 40-plus car field. It's pretty packed over there, and you don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss any of our other racing either, but you definitely don't want to miss out on the road racing. It's a series I've been trying to be involved in on the driving side. Past couple weeks just not worked out for me, but Josh Watt, our series race director, is very active over there. Some people call him the unsafety car. Whatever that's about. That is the walkthrough of all of our racing series here. Every once in a while we do some fun runs in the league. No points. No, I'm pretty sure fast repairs are unlimited. Everybody gets to have a good time, whether it's oval or the roadside. Sometimes we combine. And pretty much every time we leave it open to all comers to the fun run. There's special events throughout the year, whether it's just broadcasted or things that we host for our league drivers to have fun with. So if that all sounds like fun to you, and the clean racing as well sounds fun to you head right on over to that webpage and sign right on up, and our wonderful admin team will get you processed through. Just pay attention to some of the requirements as far as the I rating is concerned, safety rating, all that jazz. But be that as may, John Aslin has caught up to Marco Lavery as he's trying to put the battle on for 5th place. Looking for a P5 today, or at least a top 5 in that 25. Now your closest battle on the track. For those of you curious why I'm not trying to race this particular track as well, I've been racing a few since taking over the main broadcasting duties here on the truck side, and the stock car side have been driving here and there, doing some spot starts. Still not entirely sure about the quality of the product here in the broadcast side of things. When I am back there, Joshua has done a fantastic job with the camera work when I have gone the past couple times onto the track to try and drive. It feels more like I'm streaming kind of vibe than it does your normal broadcast. As you could tell, I'm kind of just going off on different things right now and giving you something consistent to listen to, as opposed to, hey, I've got nobody around me, let's see who's in front of me as I do an off track or whatever. I do like Watkins Glen. It's a fun track to drive on for sure. There's the change of elevation and everything else. The trucks are a blast to drive on here, and you've seen Travis Jones putting it all out there. Wheel slippage, all that stuff, going slideways through the carousel and slideways up the S's. It's a blast. It's a lot of fun. Yes, it'd be cool to hop back behind the wheel here and drive it out, but I don't know if it's necessarily a drive while broadcasting track. John has kept it within 0.3 of a second here as the battle for 5th continues. Now these two have caught up to Robert. About 1.5 seconds separates these three drivers. Your top 3 again: Dustin Reinsel, Travis Jones, and Norm Snyder. All of them are pretty well out there. Robert Lavery is 5 seconds behind Norm in 4th place. So does look like we have our first truck out. 9 trucks remain on the racing surface here. Robert Olivison has had to call it a day. The truck is unsalvageable. Meatballs doing him in. George Harris is into pit lane. He's had some difficulties, speaking of which, but it looks like his truck is in pretty decent shape now. And there may still be some residual damage from the last incident we happened to catch. As he comes on down on lap 25, lap 26. 25 laps have been completed by Dustin Reinsettle as he heads back up the S's himself. 16 laps to go. We're more than halfway through the race now. Now remember, he pit on lap 13, so we'll see what happens when he comes down in the next 2 laps or so. If he does come down on lap 26, he will be most likely good to go for the rest of the race. And that's kind of how you want to plan it here. You want to have enough that you can finish the race, but not so much that you're wasting time. Dustin knows how to not waste time. He's already got himself up to a 16, almost 17 second lead over Travis Jones. Looks like he's just kind of coasting around right now. Putting down a 115.7. While Travis is still putting down 114s. 114.974. And just because I know everybody loves to see it, the track map is currently up. Travis went ahead and put down a 116.516 his last lap. Riley Harris and Robert Lavery. Oh boy, excuse me. They are in the pits as the pit cycle opens back up here. Only 3 cars currently remain on the lead lap. Norm Snyder's still holding on. John Aslan has moved up to 4th place as he is just lapped by Dustin Ron Schamer. Another 22 seconds. Ooh, some aggravation in the pit box there of Riley Harris at number 49. Looks like he might have been caught speeding. Yep, 46-second pit stop will definitely show the tell of the tape there. It's unfortunate news for him. And it does look like we also have some damage on the water barrels. Let's go back and take a gander at that. Robert Lavery's Ram has been reported to be involved in that. We'll see if we can go back and catch that action. Pit road can be a little bit tricky if you're not prepared for it. So that Celsius machine's got some repair work to be done. Ooh. So let's see how that happened here as they go into the final corner. He starts getting loose, so he wasn't planning on coming down pit lane this time by. He gets loose, and it just wants to go in, and it hits, ooh, hits the inside wall right around where the barrier wraps, and then you got into the barrels, just hard into those barrels there. He's going to be there for a while. Robert has currently been in pit lane for 2 minutes. Travis Jones coming on down here. Dustin staying out. He can afford to do so. I'd expect him to come down within the next 2 laps. At this point here is 17 laps to 13 laps. Put him at lap 30. Travis Jones all set for the rest of the race, but Dustin is staying out. Norm Snyder's going to go into pit lane. He just got lapped. Only 2 trucks are left on the lead lap here. And the gap between them is 23 seconds or so. Dustin being behind Travis Jones. It would take a really awfully timed speeding penalty or some crazy damage to keep Dustin Reinsettle back long enough. 57.4 seconds separates Travis from Dustin with 12 laps to go. Norm is out. He's going to hope that he can beat Marco Lavery out of pit lane. Ron Schamer currently holding 3rd. And Dustin will once again go around. Oh, nope. he's coming down pit lane just now. Almost faked me out there. Riley Harris looking to get one of his 2 laps back here. Now Travis Jones heading into the bus stop now. If I could split screen, I would. Dustin is now in his pit box. Travis is going through the carousel. He is trying to get as much of that clock gone as possible. "11 laps to go. Dustin Reinstedel heading on out. He's got the first pit box. He's through turn 1 and back onto the racing surface he goes. Travis Jones is now getting real close to the start-finish line, crossing the start-finish line now. The lead down to 19.4 seconds. We will continue to try to keep coverage here of the leader and see if that lead changes at all. In the meantime, we're going to go back to our closest battle on the track with Marco Lavery, Ron Schamer, and Norm Snyder battling it out for 3rd place. These guys are pretty close to each other here. Norm's got a whole lap plus before he'd be caught up to Travis Jones. And seeing that the truck might not make it back out onto the racing surface in time, they are going to go ahead and start wheeling that number 33 Ram truck into the garage. Looks like Robert Lavery's day is over. That is unfortunate, but a 9th place finish for him nonetheless. Another top 10 for him this season. Just not the way he wanted to get it. Marco Lavery back within a second of Ron Schamer, who's running in 4th. Ron now 2 seconds behind Norm Snyder as they head on down the bus stop. Norm's into the carousel and oh no, I'm not gonna have a good week this coming week, am I? A commentator curse? Maybe the camera was on him. We weren't talking about him. And Marco Lavery slams into the wall coming out of the carousel. I don't know exactly what happened. It looked like he must have gotten a bit more extra curb than he meant to. He's got the wheel cocked to about 45, 50 degrees, and he must have just gotten too much, and it's upset the truck. No amount of turning it back was going to get it fixed, and he just hits the wall. Our closest battle on the track at this point, Riley Harris. Well, looks like John Aslan actually came down pit lane, and that's why it was showing as the closest. It's 42 seconds separating Riley from Ron Schamer in 3rd. I'm getting some more reports here. Another victim of Watkins Glen. These guys are really going bowling out here. Travis Jones, who is running really well in 2nd place. Well, we've got somebody else having some issues there in the S's. how much further we're going to have to go back for this, but unfortunately our second place competitor is out. Not sure if he hit the wall or what happened for him there. It is not really giving me much any information. But he is out. Let's see if we can figure out what happened on the penultimate corner. If it was... Oh, it was John. John Aslin doing some donuts. He's also in his pit box there. And we saw Travis Jones. Seven laps to go. Dustin Reinsettle has the rest of the field lapped. Ron Schamer, Norm Snyder is the rest of your top three, and Ron is trying to close in on Norm. This would be Norm Snyder's best finish, as well as Ron Schamer's best finish of the race this season. And I hope that sticks, because I really would like to have a good week this week. So, some of you might not know, because I don't know how many of you guys go back and forth between our stock car series and truck series. It'd be cool if all of you did watch both. But last time we were out with the stock car series, we were bowling at Watkins Glen, and every driver had some kind of commentator's curse for me. Literally everybody. I go pan to somebody. I think the leader was the only one who actually didn't have any issues, but I might be wrong on that. But yeah, basically everybody on track had something go on when I was talking about them or had them on the camera. That preceding week, the rest of the week, was a train wreck for myself, so karma comes to those who get the give the broadcaster curse, apparently. Trying to remember, aside from the extreme amount of exhaustion I had through the week, what else was going on? But we got 5 laps to go this time by. Once again, the sign up and the website link on the screen, midwest-motorsports.com, midwest-motorsports.com. We could also update that, I think, because we actually also have a different website as well. But the one that's on the screen is the one that you want to click on and go check out. There's an information tab, has all the information about the rules, and also has different tabs for each series. You can check out the schedule, the point standings, and each one will take you to... Well, the standings will take you to be able to check out all these standings. Live stream brings you back over here. The About page will tell you just kind of generically when all the different stuff happens. Update it. Steve, update it. You didn't hear anything from me. I don't know what you're talking about. But actually, yeah. I don't know if we're specifically going on to advertise a new website just yet or not. Three laps to go now. And this field has spread out quite a bit. 38 seconds from Ron Schamer to Norm Snyder now. He's slowly gaining on the old man. Riley Harris, 8 seconds behind. And we have another driver bringing it into the garage. John Aslin has brought his 25 Harley Davidson behind the wall. 6 trucks remain on the racing surface. We'll look at Ron Schamer real quick. Different paint scheme for him today. Been running some different stuff. We've seen the Sunoco on there. We've seen... Oh, no. Is it Copenhagen? We've seen another paint scheme on there. I want to say Wegmans. He's got Dustin Reinsel right in his rear. Dustin looking to put a second lap on third place. I don't think he's got time to put a second lap on second place. But the white flag is out. It is unfurled. It is now waving as Dustin goes by Ron. Final lap here at Watkins Glen. Dustin Reinsettle once again, another clinic being delivered. I mean, he's used to clinics, you know, as a golf coach. Full-time gig. That's the sponsorship here. Very applicable. Kind of like watermelons for Ross Chastain. Sure, Dustin's put out a few clinics in his time as a golf instructor. We'll have to ask him about that in the post-race interview. Rounding the carousel for the last time today. Goes on down the... I don't remember what they call this. But he's on the final 2 turns. And here we go. All the way to the inside wall. Dustin Reinsettle will win the Watkins Glen race. Norm Snyder is going and making his way through the carousel now, heading down the final straightaway. For the front stretch, Ron Schamer will finish now in 3rd. Gotta go back until we see his truck again. See if I can pull up the results now. There we go. Alrighty, that is the end of the race. Everybody has crossed the start-finish line. Dustin Reinstittle with the win. Norm Snyder finishes second. Ron Schaumer third. Riley Harris fourth. George Harris will finish fifth. Despite the not good start, Marco Lavery will finish sixth. John Aslan in seventh. Travis Jones finishes eighth. Robert Lavery in ninth. And Robert Olavison will round out the field in 10th place. We'll go ahead and bring on everybody up to the booth. Make sure everybody's up here before we start our interviews. Alrighty, with him on the screen now, we're going to go ahead and bring in Ron Schaumer. Ron Schaumer, we got a copy. Ron? Ron? Are you here, Ron? Well, alright. Guess we'll wait for him to come back on here. Leave him unmuted for now. And we'll move on to our second place finisher. See if Ron comes back in. Norm, you got a copy.
I gotcha.
Man, that number 28 machine, you brought Ram to the podium?
That's surprising, isn't it?
No, I mean, you live, what, 2 hours away from the racetrack? You ought to be in Dustin's shoes right now.
Yeah. I'm a little off of his pace. A couple seconds a lap or three.
Well, how did that truck do? How'd you feel about the track? And, yeah, give us a rundown.
I'm very happy with tonight. I worked pretty hard this week on it, trying to get used to road courses, and I guess it paid off. I mean, a couple people got in accidents, which, helped me, but other than that, I thought I did pretty good.
Well, I'd say so. Truck looks pretty clean. The timing thing shows no off tracks here. How many incident points did you end up with?
None.
And look at that. See, practice pays off, folks.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yep.
All right, you got any other words, Norm?
Not really. Just congratulations to Dustin, as always.
There we go. Model citizen right here, and he's still leading the stock car points by 23 points. All right. Thank you, Norm.
Yep.
Third place finisher, Norm Snyder, everybody. Ron, are you there? Not sure what's going on with Mr. Schomer. Hopefully I haven't been butchering his name so bad that he doesn't want to talk to me. But without any further ado, if he does show up, that'd be great. But either way, on to our race winner, 13-time victor this season, Dustin Reinstittle. You got a copy?
I got you loud and clear.
Awesome, and I got no echo myself in the booth. We figured it all out.
Hey, there you go.
Alrighty, putt view back in victory lane. Dustin, walk us through that race. And is there anybody that surprised you today?
Travis was really good at the start, and I don't know what he did on the first pit stop. I think he just stayed out a little too long and caused that big gap. I know he got in the wreck, but other than that, the first The first run itself was pretty eventful, a little exciting, but just chose to live through turn one as always here. It's always a contentious spot. So chose to live through that, gave up the lead right off the bat, and then just kind of waited until I could get him to slip up in a spot. I was really good in the bus stop compared to other people. I think that's where I was making up most of my time. And I kind of forgot that the track limits got extended in number one. So I was giving up a lot of time there, just not going through with full exit. But other than that, it went good. We didn't have a lot of the typical road guys, like Eric and Justin didn't race tonight. Eric's usually dominant here, so I don't know. That lap time, or my lap times weren't that bad, but I would have been interested to see what it would have been like with them in the race. Outside of that, it was pretty good though.
Absolutely. And of course, your 113 was the purple lap on the end of the day. But yeah, Eric probably would have been nipping at that one for sure on a track like this. The Thailers have always been pretty dominant at Watkins. So, is this your first win?
At Watkins, yes. Yeah, actually, I had only had one road win until this season, so it's been a good season on road courses for me. Just kind of figured out I was using the brake way too much instead of letting it roll through the corners a little more, so I picked up a lot of time doing that on the road courses this year.
Good piece of information here. Hopefully, somebody out there can pick that up. I did notice, like you said, through turn one and the S's, Travis was able to put down better lap or better time, but as the rest of the lap went on, you were definitely working through that bus stop and the carousel. He tried. He was a lot of sideways action, fighting that truck, trying to get every inch he could. But
Yeah, that's big here too. You don't want to be sideways. I learned a lot. JT used to beat me by half a lap, if not more, some races at this place, and I figured out a lot of it was through that S's section when you get to the top of the hill. From the top of the hill of the S's, all the way through the carousel is a huge spot that you can pick up time. So I learned my bus stop entry off of him, and definitely owe him that. But yeah, outside of that, had a baby, or my wife
huh?
had a baby. We had a baby earlier this week, so it's been interesting. I had an energy drink before I sat down tonight, and yeah, pretty good. Living the good life.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I'm not having any babies of my own. I got 4 kids right now, but energy drink myself. What was your energy drink of choice?
It just depends. A lot of the time, I'll do a Ghost. If I really have to stay up though, I'll just get a Monster Energy. But I try to stay away from energy drinks for the most part. Just get a little pop, some
Yeah.
little caffeine instead of a lot.
Speaking of caffeine and pop, Michigan International Speedway's next up there on the schedule next Friday. You got that one circled as well, or
Should be a good one. I like Michigan. Also another track I don't know if I've ever won in the trucks. We've kind of went to a couple new tracks this year that we haven't in the past. So all in all, pretty good for the most part.
absolutely anything else you wanted to say after your bowling match?
No, thanks for doing this as always. Kind of wish you would have been out on the track, have another body out there, but no, it went pretty good. Appreciate you and all the other admin that helped make this run, and shout out to Norm for second place. Finally,
Absolutely.
finally put some laps down instead of not qualifying today.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see him not just practice fast, but also end up up top.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Dustin, for all you do as well, and for giving us all this time here. We'll certainly enjoy that as you enjoy fatherhood in the early days, and we'll what will it be? Well, another 15 or so years before we see another Ryan Settle dominating the league.
Yeah. We'll see.
All
Thank you,
right,
Mike.
everybody. Thank you. Alrighty, well, it's been another fun and exciting day here in Midwest Motorsports land, the Truck Series. And next week, like we said, Michigan International Speedway for 84 laps around the oval there. We'll see who comes in, who chooses to dominate, who's going to put this number 11 in second place. See if you've got what it takes, or if one of our current drivers can put up a great challenge for him. Jason Phillips, another name where we talk about road guys. Another challenger here, if he was able to join us tonight or not. But regardless, for everybody in the booth, for James J., Adam Sondak, myself, for Josh Watt, our race control director and the admin team, I just want to thank you all for tuning in and watching. Again, my name is Michael Harris Jr., and as James J. has always said, stay in your lane. I'll figure my own out soon.